Yes, and very good evening to you, our viewers, from wherever you are tuned in from. Welcome back to Boys Arena. I'll coming to you live from Nairobi, Kenya, where I will be giving you the Premier League Pulse episode 5. This is a match review of match week 28 EPL football. My name is Ian Kimani, and I will give my host a minute or two to introduce themselves.
So thank you so much. I'm Osano Frederick as usual, and I'll be your sports analyst for today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm Collins. I'm your sports analyst today.
I can see my sport analyst Collins is very happy to be hosted at this show. So welcome, my G. And moving on to the first game, Nottingham Forest against Man City, where we saw Nottingham Forest win despite a little margin of 1-0. We say even if it was 1-0, 3 points were guaranteed. And I think Man City was the better team this side, considering their possession. They were the better team. They played good ball, but they did not take advantage of the chances they got, so they were punished. I think you can give us a review on Man City, having in mind that Man City is your best team.
Yes, you said we had a lot of chances that we played a good football, but for my side, I
Yeah.
was so much very disappointed after losing all the 3 points to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Because before that game, I expected at least a draw or something like that, even if we wouldn't have won that game, considering we play away at Nottingham Forest, of which this season Nottingham Forest have been a very good team. They have been playing some good football. Currently, I think they are chasing to four. They are in position 3, I think. So we ended up conceding a goal in the 86th minute,
Yes.
of which it pained me a lot. So I don't have much to say. Nottingham Forest won that game, and that is all I can say.
Yes, in this is Premier League, you get to feel pain, but you stay humble. Moving on to the next game, Collins, where Brighton won 2-1 against Fulham. Maybe you can give us your review on the game.
Thank you so much, August. I think yes, said I'm happy. I'm happy because I think I predicted so many games and I think all of them are true.
Yeah.
What I can say is Brighton played so well against Fulham. We saw goals from both teams. Brighton first conceded to Fulham, then they came back with a comeback at the last minute. I think it was the 90 plus 8 minute. Joao Pedro scoring a penalty that was conceded. I think both teams played fully football. They were so well. They had a plan and a structure of how to play. They showed a good football, but I think at the end of the day, Brighton won the game, and I think it was happy for them to take home the 3 points.
Yeah.
Considering they were at home, I think it was a good result to them.
Yeah, moving on to the next game, which was Crystal Palace against Ipswich, and we saw Crystal Palace win with a little margin, despite the fact that they did not have their main man, Jean-Philippe Mateta. You can give us your review on the game.
That one also is another game that we expected an issue for Crystal Palace, although they were missing their striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta, due to some injuries and everything. But I want to congratulate them for having to manage to win against Ipswich, because Ipswich also is another tough team at some point. As you can see, it is not that an easy team, because it's you can see the whole of the team, they have some very good players and everything. They are playing some very good football, but unfortunately, after the 90 minutes, Crystal Palace emerged the winner and collected all the 3 points.
Moving on to the next game, which was played the same day on Saturday, Liverpool against Southampton, where we saw Liverpool win with 3-1, thanks to Mohamed Salah's penalty and also Darwin Nunez' goal. Maybe Collins, you can give us your review of the game.
Another game I predicted an improvement, and I said Liverpool to win. I think they have really shown quality football this season. They are playing so well. I think the only problem we had with Southampton is considering the penalty. I think the penalties were not considered. I think the game would have ended on a draw, and it would be some big issue to Liverpool and his both sides. I think Southampton, they're really trying their best. You see, getting a goal against a good team is something not easy. So I think if they work on their plan, on the instruction, how they play, and they avoid considering small mistakes in their area, I think they'll be a great team. But unfortunately, they are in 20th position. I think nothing much has to be done. They still need to go to the elimination, and think they need to work from there, and they will rise to be the team we saw we have seen in the Premier League in the past years.
Yeah, and moving on to the next game, which was Brighton against Aston Villa, I think we'll say this was one of the games that disappointed most of us. We expected a lot of goals in this game because if you look at Brentford, I think they have a good attacking force. They're a good team, same way as Aston Villa, who also has strong attacking football, but we just saw them win with a little margin of 1-0. So, Sandro, you can give us your review.
That one also is another game that I expected a win for Aston Villa or a draw.
Yeah.
But as you said, also a lot of us expected a lot of goals because considering both of the teams, they have a good striking force. You can see, for example, Brentford, they have this Brand Leuma, and also they have Wisa. On the other side, we have Marcus Rashford, who has joined that team recently, and also we have this Marco Asensio. So I think that game, I can also attribute that scoreline of 1-0 because Brentford also is a very good team. It is not that an easy team to score those so many goals. That is why you can see that Aston Villa managed only to score that one only goal that gave them all the 3 points after the 90 minutes.
And moving on to the next game, Wolves against Everton. I think this is also another game that disappointed a lot of us. Seeing Everton has been a very good side against the Big Six, so we expected at least more goals in this match where we see Wolves is struggling a lot. So we expected, I think, a lot of goals, but it ended up with both teams sharing a goal.
So I think this draw came to Wolves because I think of the home advantage. So you have the fans, you have that strength to play at home. So I think Everton they played well. One of the things we played well because we saw Wolves have the game. They really won the game because of the possession. Even though their man who usually creates chances for them, that is Matthias Cunha was not in the game, but they played so well. I think they scored in the last minutes of the game. Everton on the other side, they have really shown good quality. I think they are out of the relegation battle this season. Like the other season, so we have seen them struggle. I can say it was a good game. I remember saying Everton will win and the outcome of the draw. So I think it was a good game.
Okay, thank you for your review. And moving on to the next game, we discuss our top four side team, Chelsea, which hosted Leicester City at Stamford Bridge, where we saw Chelsea win with a little margin of 1-0, despite the fact that Chelsea was the better team in this game, but we still saw them struggle a lot against Leicester City, who have had a run of bad results here. So, Sano, you can give us your review on Chelsea against Leicester City.
So to begin with, first of all, to those who didn't watch that match, Cole Palmer missed a penalty.
Yeah.
Chelsea got a penalty, but Cole Palmer unfortunately missed that penalty. So to begin with that game, we expected, I personally expected an easy win for Chelsea, considering they were playing against a relegation zone team, a team that is currently at number 18 or 19, I think, and also at some point, but at some point after the game began, I think both of the teams said the intensity was very high because both of them got the chances and everything. But I think the problem with Leicester City is they were not delivering balls to their main man, this Jamie Vardy. So I think that is what costed them a lot. On the other side, when you look at Chelsea, Paul Palmer had a lot of chances, but I think I wasted a lot of them. I don't know what is happening to that young talent. So, but let's hope it come back stronger. So that is what happened to that game. But unfortunately, in the second half, they managed. Leicester City managed to consider a goal across from Krell. Actually, was I think the man of the match of that the game. So that is what I can say about that game. It was very tough game for Chelsea, although they managed to win. And this is I can and lastly, before I give you a chance, this is kind of games, the one that show you that Premier League is not very easy because you can be playing against a team that is at a relegation zone, but still You can't beat them even 2 or 3 goals. So yeah, that is what I can say.
Really, my guest is the one giving me a chance to speak. And I'd, I'd like to tell you that despite Chelsea or Colbana missing the penalty, if the Premier League was to end today, Chelsea would go to the Champions League, but Man City would not manage to get a spot. Moving on to the next game, Tottenham against Bournemouth. Collins, we saw Tottenham come back from a 2-0 defeat against Bournemouth, and we saw them grab a point. Maybe you can give us your review.
I think the intensity of this game was also so high because we saw Bournemouth, leading 2-0. Then Tottenham came from the end and scored 2 goals to equalize.
Yeah.
So I think the intensity of the game was so high. I remember seeing Tottenham win. Unfortunately, they never won because I think of 1 or 2 reasons that couldn't be avoided. It was a nice game considering Bournemouth has been formed this season and they are playing so good football. I think if the goal from Justin Pilgrim was not disallowed, I think they would have won the game. And so that is to tell you the game was so easy.
And moving on to the last game of yesterday, which was the biggest game of the match week, we saw Manchester United grab a point against Arsenal at Old Trafford. A result that most of us, including myself, were not happy with. But he said this is football. So, Sano, I can give you a chance to give us your review.
So that was another good match that we had during this weekend. To begin with, I want to congratulate Manchester United because they played some very good football. I think they deserved to win that game because they got a lot of chances. But I think also I want to attribute my congratulations also to David Raya. He saved a lot of goals that Arsenal would have conceded because I can see both of the players, for example, Zigzag got some chances and on the other side also they got some chances. So I think I want to congratulate Manchester United. They played very well. On the other side also, Arsenal, I think I don't know what's the problem because they had the position and everything, but they managed that equalize late in the second half in the 75th minute, I think. So that is what I can say. That was a very good match for them, but unfortunately they collected 1 point, and I don't know currently they're still in the title race or not.
Yeah, Collins, I think I would like also to give you a chance to give us a review on this match, Manchester United against Arsenal.
It was a thrilling match as many of us watched.
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable. We've seen Manchester play so well with big teams. I remember saying when it comes to big teams playing against Manchester, it is not easy. We saw it yesterday. I remember saying Arsenal playing at Old Trafford has never been easy as people expect, and it happened so. I think Manchester winning the game, it was not Sky. I think Manchester would have at least the 3 points, but unfortunately, I was there and saved Arsenal. Arsenal on the other side, they have been good this season, but I think it is not working their way. Ateta and the squad are somehow disappointed because they expected maybe this season would be their season to win the Premier League, but unfortunately Liverpool are winning when they are drawing. It is sad to see for a big team in London like that, and I think they really have to work on their striking force because I think most of their strikers are out for injuries and they are not they have to utilize the players that are in the pitch so that they can try to score and win games. But I think it was hard for them. Yesterday the set pieces were not working for them because we saw so much corners went wasted. And one thing I'd like to say, in football we might have the possession, we might own the game, but the end result is the most important thing. I think points is the most important thing. We saw them go 1-1, taking on 1 point, which is not a good, good point for you as in the second position. You have to chase the leaders, and it is not that easy. So I think it is quite hard because they are really struggling with the injuries and their striking force. I remember also saying this game would end on a draw or Arsenal to win, but unfortunately it ended on a draw. And Let's see what happens next when Arsenal play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Thank you so much for your opinions. And a quick question to both of you, very fast, because I can see time is not on our side. Do you think the Premier League title race is over? Can Liverpool be guaranteed as the winner of the Premier League 24-2025 season?
For now, for me, I think that the title race is already over
Yeah.
because Arsenal is one of the worst team during when playing games during the running. That is when playing the matches after the game would start. So I think that is where I think Arsenal. When you look at the previous season, Arsenal have been losing some, if not 2 or 3 games during the run, and I think that are very crucial games that one is supposed to win so that you can clinch that title or the title and everything. And for now, when you see the Premier League table, I think they are 14 points behind Liverpool, who are already at 70 points, and them are at 56 or something like that, although they are 1 game ahead of the rest. So for me, I think the title race is over. Let's wait for next season if Arteta will still be there, so that he can strengthen his team a lot and bring more players, more good players in the striking and everything. And eventually, maybe we'll wait for next season, as they always say. Let's wait for next season for now.
Thank you. And still on you, I think you can give us your prediction on the top four teams.
On the top 14s,
Yeah.
for me, I think number one, Liverpool will finish at number one. That one is guaranteed. That one there is no debate. And coming at number two, that one is Arsenal have already taken it. And at number three, I'm not that 100%, but I think between these 3 teams, let's begin with the number three. So between these 3 teams, that is Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, and Chelsea are still there. So between those 3 teams, one of them will finish at number five. I don't know who is that, but one of them will finish out of the top four. So that is what I can predict about the top four race. But also, at some point on my side, I'm very, very much confident that we're going to finish in the top four because Pep Guardiola, I think, is very good when the league is coming to an end. I think that one you can attribute. We have seen him a lot of in the past few seasons. So that one I am very sure will finish at the top four. Although we still have a lot of problems, but I think these new signings and everything will help us play the Champions League come next season.
We can see Osano is so much happy with Man City finishing at top four, so we'll just wait and see what will happen. Collins, coming to you. Osano has said that the Premier League title race is over. I don't know what's your opinion on the same.
Yeah, I think it's over for Arsenal. I think Arsenal is eventually the Premier League champion this season with Liverpool. Uh, 15 points down. I don't think Liverpool will lose 5 games consecutive and Arsenal will win one. I think I think I remember saying Arsenal on the last 5 games, Arsenal might fumble and draw points. So I think it's eventually Liverpool winning the Premier League.
And being Liverpool within the Premier League, maybe you can give us your top four sides.
Yeah, I think the race for top four is quite tough because Liverpool, Arsenal are there, Chelsea are there, Man City and Nottingham Forest are there. So I think on the second position, I'll give it to Nottingham Forest. On third position, I think I'll give it to Chelsea. And then the last position, that is the fourth position, I'll give it to Nottingham. Unfortunately, Man City, I don't think they qualify for European Champions.
Let me cut you off a minute. You said you give second position to Nottingham, then the same position number 4 you give it to Nottingham.
No, sorry. I said the second position I'll give it to Nottingham, third position I'll give it to Chelsea, fourth position to Arsenal.
So you're saying Arsenal will finish at number 4?
Yeah.
Oh,
According to me, because it's normal. It's something that you see history happens.
Yeah,
It repeats
yes.
itself. Arsenal keep losing points the last few games. I think in the last 5 games they might drop. They might lose or they might draw.
Yes.
And I don't. If you see Chelsea, I think it's a team that when it comes to the end of the season they play so well.
Yes.
We've seen them last season. We've seen them the previous season that have been there. So if Arsenal drop points and Chelsea keep winning, I think the difference between them is 6 or 7 points.
Yes.
Yeah, so if Arsenal drop a point or 2 points, that is 6 points, and Chelsea keep winning, I think they will eventually come to win. If Nottingham continue playing the same way they're playing right now, I think they will eventually go straight to number 2, and then number 3 Chelsea, number 4 Arsenal. For Man City, I think it is quite hard because you see the games they still have big six teams. They still need to play with Arsenal. They are still playing with Manchester United. They are still playing with the teams like Brighton. They lost at the first leg. Second leg, nothing changes. If you're beaten in the first leg, automatically the second leg, you say, when I'm used to beating you,
Yes.
so I think it's quite hard. I think if they win the FA, I don't know. If they win the FA, I think they will bring the Europa. But all in all, I think they will remain playing in the Europa next season. We shall see what happens.
Yes.
This football, you don't know what happens.
Yes, so I think Osano has a lot to say, but I'll give you just a minute maybe to clear the air with Collins.
So I want to just add clarification. So you say Arsenal will finish. You will say Arsenal are going to finish at number 4. Okay, let's
This is
we'll be there.
this is interesting. I think Collins has given us a very different top 4 sides with Arsenal finishing the season at number 4, something none of us would expect. But we say football is very entertaining, so we'll be waiting and watching to see what happens.